Welcome back to a Taekook concert. Taehyung sat on the tiny bed, his hands clenching his head as he stared at the pile of the bills scattered on the floor. His heart pounded with anxiety. His job at the convenience store had been his only source of income, and now that it was gone, he had no idea how he would survive. His landlord had already given him a warning. If he didn't pay the rent by the end of the week, he would be kicked out. On the top of that, he still had to pay back the loan he had taken from a local loan shark for his grandmother's treatment. But despite his efforts, his grandmother had passed away, leaving him with nothing but grief and death. Taehyung let out a deep sigh and stared at the ceiling. Taehyung, what am I supposed to do now? His phone started buzzing, breaking the silence. He lazily reached for it and saw a familiar name flashing on the screen. Yoongi, hey Taehyung, where are you? Taehyung at home, trying to figure out how to survive. There was a pause before Yoongi spoke again. Yoongi, I heard what happened. I'm really sorry, Taehyung. I know this is hard for you. Taehyung, yeah, but feeling sorry wouldn't pay my rent. Yoongi, that's why I called you. Come on, come out and meet me. Let's have coffee, my treat. Taehyung hesitated. He wasn't really in mood to go out, but sitting here and trying in his misery wouldn't change anything neither. Taehyung, fine. Where should I come? Yoongi, meet me at the cafe near my office. I have my lunch break now, so come quickly. Taehyung hung up, grabbing his old hoodie and left his small apartment. When Taehyung arrived at the cafe, Yoongi was already there, waiting with 2 cups of coffee on the table. Yoongi, there you are, sit down. Taehyung sat across him, wrapping his cold hands around the warm coffee cup. Yoongi, I know things are tough for you right now, but you are strong. Taehyung, you will find a way. Taehyung let out a humorless glance. Taehyung, I appreciate your optimism, but reality isn't so kind. Yoongi sighed, leaning forward. Yoongi, I know you lost your job, so I asked around. My company's cafeteria needs a cook. The pay is decent and you will get free meals too. Taehyung blinked. Taehyung, a cook? In your company, Yoongi, yeah, you are a great cook. Taehyung, I know you can do it. Taehyung hesitated. It wasn't a dream job, but it was better than striving. Taehyung, okay, I will apply. Yoongi, good. The interview is tomorrow, but be on time. The next morning, Taehyung stood nervously in the company lobby, dressed in best clothes. He was here for the interview. The receptionist guided him to the spacious office where a tall man sat behind a desk, flipping through some files. Kim Namjoon, Kim Taehyung, right? Taehyung, yes, sir. Namjoon looked up, scanning him for a moment before leaning back in a chair. Namjoon, tell me, do you have any experience working as a cook? Taehyung, not professionally, but I have been cooking since I was a kid. I took care of my grandmother, so I cooked all my meals. Our meals, Namjoon nodded. Namjoon, alright, we need someone who can handle pressure. Our cafeteria serves hundreds of employees every day. Taehyung straightened his back. Taehyung, I can handle it. Namjoon smart. Namjoon, well, we will see. There is a small kitchen in the back. Cook something for me. Taehyung quickly went to the kitchen, rolling up his sleeve. He decided to make kimchi fried rice with the perfectly cooked egg on the top. Within minutes, the aroma filled the air. He presented the dish to Namjoon, who took a bite. His eyes widened slightly. Namjoon, this is really good. Taehyung grinned. Taehyung, does that mean I got the job? Namjoon clenched. Namjoon, yes, you start tomorrow. But there is one more thing, Taehyung title agent Namjoon. Apart from working in the cafeteria, you will also be responsible for personally serving the CEO Jeon Jungkook his meals and coffee, but must be delivered to his office exactly as he likes them. He is very particular, has a terrible temper. If anything goes wrong, Taehyung hesitated for a moment. Taehyung serving a CEO personally, that sounds annoying, but beneath the job, he took a deep breath and nodded. Taehyung, I will do it, Namjoon. Smile, Namjoon. Good, welcome to Jian Enterprises, Taehyung. The morning sun streamed through the window of Jian Enterprises cafeteria as Taehyung slipped into the new uniform, a simple white safe jacket and black apron. Today was his first day and he was determined to do well. He took a deep breath, standing behind the counter, watching the busy kitchen come to life. The head chef explained his task, preparing meals for employees and ensuring that the CEO's personal food order were delivered promptly. Taehyung had just started cutting vegetables when his phone rang. Receptionist, the CEO is asking for his coffee. Taehyung blinked. He had just started and he hadn't even met the CEO yet. Taehyung, can you tell me what kind of coffee he likes? Receptionist, didn't I tell you? Oh well, just ask him. I will transfer the call to his office. Before Taehyung could say anything, his phone beeped and suddenly a deep voice filled his ears. Jungkook, where is my coffee? Taehyung hesitated. Taehyung, sir, Jungkook, don't waste my time, just bring it. The call disconnected before Taehyung could even ask how the CEO liked his coffee. He stared at the phone, dumbfounded. Taehyung, what kind of boss is this? He sighed, rubbing his temple. Think. What kind of coffee does a rich, arrogant CEO drink? After a moment of contemplation, he decided to go with something simple. Black coffee felt too bitter, so he added milk and a little extra sugar, thinking it might suit the taste of someone who needed energy but also enjoyed sweetness. He carefully poured the hot coffee into a fine cup, placed it on the tray, and walked towards the CEO's cafe office. Inside the lunch tent, Taehyung arrived at the large double doors of Jian Jungkook's office, the golden nameplate gleaming in the bright hallway light. Taking a deep breath, he knocked. Jungkook, come in. Taehyung pushed the door open and stepped inside. He breathed inches as he took in the sight before him. Jian Jungkook was seated behind a massive mahogany desk, dressed in all black suit, his sharp jawline, his intense eyes screaming power and authority. But what catched him off guard wasn't just Jungkook's appearance, it was the suffocating aura he radiated. Jungkook didn't even glance up, he simply gestured towards the desk with a flick of his fingers. Jungkook put it down and left. Taehyung clenched his jaw but complied, carefully placing the coffee on the desk. As he turned to leave, he heard the sound of Jungkook picking up the cup and taking a sip. A second later, a loud sound echoed in the room. Jungkook, what the heck is this? Taehyung froze mid-step, his heart pounding in his chest. As he turned around slowly, Jungkook was glaring at the coffee cup as if it had personally offended him. Jungkook, what is this disaster you brought me? Taehyung swallowed. Taehyung, it's coffee, sir. Jungkook slammed the cup onto the desk. The liquid almost spilled over. Jungkook, this is not coffee, this is sugar. What up? Who the hell told you to put sugar in my coffee? Taehyung's eyes widened. Taehyung, I didn't know how you liked it. Jungkook balanced his tone as lashed with sarcasm. Did I ask for a balanced coffee? Did I? Taehyung bit his lips. He was scared, yes, but he also hated being yelled at for something. They taking a deep breath, he straightened his back. Taehyung, with all due respect, sir, I tried my best. Maybe if you had told me your preference, this wouldn't have happened. Silence. Jungkook blinked, catch off guard by this response. Most employees tremble in fear in front of him, applauding endlessly. But this boy, this new cook, dared to talk back. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, crossing his arms. Jungkook, so it's my fault now. Taehyung, well, if you had let me ask before hanging up. Jungkook narrowed his eyes. For the first time in a long time, someone had guts to talk to him like this. He studied Taehyung, his eyes scanning the boy's expressive face. Unlike others who feared and with what Taehyung wasn't backing down, completely annoyed but also slightly intrigued. Jungkook exhaled sharply. Jungkook, fine, listen carefully because I hate repeating myself. Taehyung crossed his arms, waiting. Jungkook, I drink black coffee, no milk, no sugar, just a strong plain black coffee. Got it? Taehyung nodded. Taehyung got it. Jungkook, good. Now get out. Without another word, Taehyung turned and walked out of the office, closing the door behind him. Back in the cafeteria, Taehyung sighed as he entered the kitchen, rubbing his temple. Yoongi, you look like you just fought a war. Taehyung gone. Taehyung, your CEO is impossible. Yoongi smart. Yoongi, let me guess, he yelled at you for the coffee? Yoongi, Taehyung, yes, and it's not even my fault. He didn't tell me what he wanted and then acted like I committed a crime. Yoongi clenched. Yoongi, Jungkook is like that. He's been a perfectionist since forever. You just have to learn how to handle him. Taehyung, I don't know if I want to handle him. Yoongi patted his shoulder. Yoongi, well, you are stuck with him now. Taehyung gone again, but deep inside something told him that this was just the beginning of something bigger than he has imagined. The cafeteria buzzed with usual lunchtime rush, but Taehyung's focus was elsewhere. He stared at the tray of food in his hands, a mixture of nervous and irritation bubbling inside him. It had been a week since his first encounter with Jungkook, and things hadn't gotten any easier. Jungkook was an absolutely. He never smiled, always had a cold expression, and worst of all, he seems to enjoy making Taehyung's life difficult. Whether it was making ridiculous demands like asking for coffee at most inconvenient times or criticizing everything he did, Jungkook was impossible to please, and now Taehyung had to personally deliver his lunch. Taehyung muttered to himself, just give him the food and get outside. Simple. With a deep breath, he marched towards the CEO's office. Inside the lunch tent again, Taehyung knocked twice before pushing open the heavy door. Jungkook was where he always was, behind the desk, eyes scanning over documents. His black suit jacket discarded on the couch, leaving him in a fitted white shirt with his sleeves rolled up. Taehyung swelled. Why does he have to look like that? Ignoring his thoughts, he cleared his throat. Taehyung, your lunch, sir. Jungkook didn't even glance at him. Jungkook put it on the table. Taehyung rolled his eyes. Not even a thank you. Typical. As he placed the tray down, Jungkook finally. And then something strange happened. A slow smile crawled on his lips. Jungkook, you seem so not today. Safe came. Taehyung stiffened. Taehyung, I'm not. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, resting his elbow on the armrest while propping his chin against the fingers. Jungkook, yes sure, you always glare at me like you want to throw the tray at my face. Taehyung flustered, catch off guard. Taehyung, I don't glare at you. Jungkook launched a low, amused sound that sent a irritating warmth up Taehyung's neck. Jungkook, you do, and now you are certain. Taehyung bit his lips. Taehyung muttering, unbelievable. Jungkook stood up suddenly, and before Taehyung could react, he was moving closer, too close. Taehyung stepped back. Jungkook teasingly, why are you backing away? Taehyung says within his throat getting dry. Taehyung, I am not. Jungkook tattled his head, his face mere inches away from Taehyung's. Jungkook softly, then why are you stuttering again? Taehyung could feel his heart pounding in his chest. This wasn't fair. No one had warned him that Jungkook was this type of person, the type who knew exactly how to make someone nervous. His accent, a mix of expensive cologne and something purely him, was messing with Taehyung's thoughts. Taehyung muttering, why are you so close? Jungkook smiled deeply. Jungkook, am I making you nervous? Safe Kim? Taehyung hugged, gathering whatever courage he had left. Taehyung, no, you are not. You are just invading my personal space. Jungkook let out a low glance, his dark eyes locked onto Taehyung's face, studying every expression. Then suddenly he leaned in further, his breath bursting over Taehyung's ear. Jungkook, in a husky whisper, I don't believe you. Taehyung jumped back instantly, almost knocking over the chair behind him. His face was burning, and Jungkook, that devil in the suit, looked completely entertained. Taehyung flustered, you are such a... Jungkook raised an eyebrow, waiting. Taehyung grumbling. Jungkook burst out laughing, not a small clutch, a genuine deep laugh that made Taehyung's stomach twist in frustration. Jungkook, that's the best you have got? Taehyung crossed his arm, glaring. Taehyung, I don't get paid enough to deal with this. Jungkook, amusement didn't. Jungkook, you don't, huh? He took another step closer, making Taehyung instinctively step back again. Jungkook's smirk returned. Jungkook then quiet. Taehyung froze. Jungkook's voice wasn't teasing anymore. There was a challenge in his eyes, as if daring Taehyung to walk away. For a moment, silence filled the room. Then Taehyung titled his chin. Taehyung, no. Jungkook's eyes flickered with something unreadable. Jungkook, no. Taehyung, I don't quite that easily, Mr. Jian. Jungkook studied him for a long moment before his smirk softened into something different, something almost approving. Then, as if deciding the game was over, he stepped back. Jungkook, good, because I wouldn't even disappointed if you did. Would have been disappointed if he did. Taehyung let out a breath. He didn't realize he was holding Jungkook. Now, get out before your face turns any redder. Taehyung gasped, reaching up to touch his cheek. Were they really that red? Without another word, he spun on his heels and stormed out, slamming the door behind him. As soon as he was gone, Jungkook clenched himself. He looked at the untouched lunch on the desk and smirked. Jungkook murmuring to himself, this is going to be fun. Taehyung paced back and forth in the kitchen, mumbling to himself. Taehyung muttering, I wouldn't let him affect me. No way, not today. It has been 2 days since Jungkook cornered him in the office, teasing him mercilessly. At the office again, Jungkook sat behind the desk, leaning back in his chair. His dark eyes already locked onto Taehyung as soon as he entered. That smirk was there, like he had been waiting for him. Jungkook saved him. You look determined today, Taehyung. He ignored the way his stomach flipped at the husky tone. Taehyung, I brought your lunch, eat it and don't talk to me. Jungkook Raja Pro clearly amused. Jungkook, don't talk to you. What if I need something? Taehyung placed the tray on the desk with a little too much force. Taehyung then call someone else. Jungkook plunged. Jungkook, but I like calling you. Taehyung's finger twitched, gripping the tray as he turned to leave. But then a strong hand grabbed his wrist. Taehyung froze, his eyes widened as he was yanked backward against something solid. Jungkook's chest was warm from at too close. Taehyung streaming. What are you doing? Jungkook low voice, you are being fishy today. Save him. Taehyung gulped his heart, arming as Jungkook leaned in. Their faces inches apart. Jungkook softly, I like it. Taehyung's breath hinges. His eyes flickered down to Jungkook's lips for a brief second before he snapped out of it. Taehyung flushed, pushing against Jungkook's chest. Let me go. Jungkook didn't burst. Instant, he smirked. Jungkook, why? Are you scared? Taehyung, I know, but his the air grew thick between them, the world around them blurred. Something was about to happen. Taehyung could feel it. His pulse raced, and he saw Jungkook's eyes darkened as he titled his head ever so slightly. Slammed. The door swung open. Namjoon. Jungkook, I dead silence. 3 sets of eyes met. Taehyung's face turned crimson. Jungkook blinked, his smirk fading as he quickly stepped back. Namjoon stood by the door, holding a file, looking far too entertained. A smirk tugged at his lips as he raised an eyebrow at the scene in front of him. Namjoon slowly, am I interrupted something? Taehyung let out a small scream, his embarrassment skyrocketing. Taehyung, no. Jungkook, on the other hand, cleared his throat, adjusting his collar as if nothing happened, but Namjoon wasn't buying it. Namjoon crossing his arms. You were about to kiss him, weren't you? Jungkook glared. Jungkook, mind your business, young. Namjoon clenched. Namjoon, oh, this is definitely my business now. Jungkook sighed, rubbing his temple as Namjoon grinned knowingly. Namjoon, you are in trouble, little brother. Jungkook smirked, his gaze flickered towards the door where Taehyung had disappeared. Jungkook, murmuring to himself, not yet, but soon. 15 days later, Taehyung's hand trembled slightly as he held a small piece of paper in his grip. Final warning, pay your debt by the end of the week or we will take what we want. His stomach clenched as he read the threatening message. He had barely managed to pay his rent with Yoongi's help, but he couldn't keep asking his friend for more. Yoongi had done enough. He needed money fast, and there was only one person who could help him. But the thought of asking Jungkook for advance made his skin crawl. Jungkook was unpredictable, sometimes cold, sometimes teasing, always arrogant. Taehyung sighed, rubbing his face. I have no choice. Inside Jungkook's office, Jungkook was sitting on the desk, scrolling through some documents when Taehyung entered. The CEO's sharp eyes immediately landed on him and smacked target at his lips. Jungkook saved him. What a surprise! Did you miss me already? Taehyung ignored his teasing and took a deep breath. Taehyung, I need an advance payment. Jungkook's brows lifted in amazement. Jungkook, oh. Taehyung fell under his gaze but stayed firm. Taehyung, I will work extra hours to make up for it. Just please, I need the money. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, studying him. Jungkook, and why should I give you an advance? Taehyung swelled. He couldn't tell him about the loan socks. Taehyung, I have some personal expenses. Jungkook titled his red lips into a missive grin. Jungkook, what kind of personal expenses? Taehyung clenched his fist. Taehyung, that's none of your business. Jungkook clenched. Jungkook, you are really bad at asking for a favor, Mr. Safe Kim. Taehyung's patience snapped. Taehyung, forget it. I will figure it out myself. He turned on his heels and stormed out. Jungkook watches him go, his smile slowly fading. Something felt off. Taehyung wasn't the type to ask for money, and the way his eyes held desperation. Jungkook sighed, running a hand through his hair. Damn it, the cafeteria after hours. The company has closed for the day, and the cafeteria was empty except for one person. Taehyung sat alone on the table, staring at the empty well. He felt defeated. He had no one else to ask for help, and the deadline was closing in. Suddenly, a familiar voice broke the silence. Jungkook, you are still here? Taehyung looked up, surprised to see Jungkook standing near the entrance, his hands in his pocket. Taehyung coldly, what do you want? Jungkook sighed and pulled out the envelope, placing it on the table. Jungkook, here, take it. Taehyung stared at it. It was a thick envelope, definitely filled with gas. His pride screamed to him to reject it, but the situation forced him to accept it. However, instead of reaching for the money, Taehyung clenched his jaw and stood up. Taehyung, I don't want your pity. He brushes past Jungkook, walking towards the exit. Jungkook forward front, his guilt deep in Jungkook Taehyung, but Taehyung was already gone. Jungkook's house, restless night. Jungkook couldn't sleep. Taehyung's expression kept flashing in his mind. That hopeless look in his eyes, it bothered him. He grabbed his phone and called Namjoon. Jungkook, Hyung, do you know where Taehyung lives? Yoongi sighed. Yoongi, why do you want to know? Jungkook, just tell me. After a pause, Yoongi gave him the address. Yoongi, but don't be an to him. Jungkook, he is already going through a lot. Jungkook didn't reply. He grabbed the car keys and left Taehyung's apartment. As soon as Jungkook reached Taehyung's building, his eyes narrowed. A group of rough-looking men stood outside, surrounded Taehyung. Jungkook's blood boiled.